This is a Check This Out exclusive.
Of the 7.2 billion people on Earth, 3 billion have internet access. 2.1 billion are using social media right now.
Check This Out News, coming to you live.
In this episode today of Check This Out News, we're going to talk about how Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, Jay-Z and Beyonce could use blockchain technology to further their brand.
You're going to learn today.
With us today, I got my man Weiwu all the way from Singapore, who's an expert within blockchain technology. He's going to give you 3 powerful tips that you need to know.
My man.
Thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thank you, Mike.
I appreciate that. And tell everybody a little bit about your background before we dive in. What makes you an expert on blockchain technology?
I studied rather early, that's one thing, and I'm really deep into cryptography, that's the other, which is the kind of fundamental knowledge for blockchain.
Who does he think he is?
First and foremost, I should let everybody know that you're the Chief Technical Officer for
Alpha Wallet. Alpha Wallet is the Android and iOS application that allows users to interact with smart contract, with the blockchain, that's essentially. So I've worked for Commonwealth Bank of Australia for a few years. I'm probably one of the best experts in the architectural level of financial services in Australia. So we are working on the technology to bring users access to this technology.
Nice.
Yeah.
So in this episode, we're talking about how Kim Kardashian, she's big over there in Singapore, Kanye West, Jay-Z, Beyonce. What are 3 important tips that they would need to know to take their brand within blockchain and further their billion-dollar empire for Jay-Z and Beyonce and high million for Kanye and Kim Kardashian? What would they need to do?
You ain't got the answers.
Yeah, so in entertainment industry, what account for is engagement, is how the musician, the audience engage with each other, and that's where we would adopt blockchain technology. We would use blockchain technology to make the audience more actively seeking to interact with artists, and give them more way to play with what they can already do, and add value to that. So there are 3 things, as you just mentioned. The first thing I would recommend is Kim Kardashian should hire someone who is knowledgeable about defining these interactions, about finding out what the audience will do, will make the audience more likely to do something else, which would ripple away to more audiences. And to if she has a financial goal, then to allow these people to invest in her career. We have a name for this. It's called gamification. Just to redefine social interactions and value-based interactions, in a way that it makes the audience feel good when they do this thing and they want to do it again.
Right.
And the second thing Kardashian need is to have technology to access the users. That's where we come to be relevant. When the interaction is defined, like the users downloading a piece of music, listening to a piece of music, or investing in the market of a piece of music, or referring to
music,
or refer to friends and gets bonus credit, or having special offers to concert. This kind of interactions. When Kardashian has defined these interactions, she needs to put the experience forward to the users. And every time when the user do something on blockchain, they need to use something we call private key and a blockchain address. That's the user's identity.
Private key and blockchain address.
Yes. And this requires some technology. You don't just put it on mobile phone. In our wallet platform, Kardashian can define these things and make them into a small applet. We call it applet, like a small application inside the wallet, so these interactions can happen. For one example, like if the users turn on her mobile phone, and if she's subscribed to Kardashian's events, then she probably will see that the new music is coming out. What she can do is she can refer to the music to someone. She can already do that, but she can get a credit for that, and that's what we call blockchain attestation that she can use elsewhere. She can influence other people to buy this music. She can purchase the share of the music, just buy this piece of music, how much it goes to the market. She can profit from the share. She can introduce other people to buy the share. And after all this, she gets kind of attestation that she can use to, for example, log into music website. And once she does it, no matter which website she access, they always know that this is a big fan of Kardashian.
Right. Now, just for the record, Kanye is the one that makes the music. I know you like Kim. Kim is, she's real pretty and all that, but Kanye is the one who makes the music.
Oh yeah.
I am a god.
So
You
Kanye,
cut this.
I know you're stuck on Kim. I understand the world is, but what you're saying though makes sense. We just switch out the names, and so
let's take Kanye for example.
Yeah,
Kanye for example, Mr. Right? And let's take Kanye for example. So suppose he has a new piece of music, and through a wallet like ours, the fans will be able to get notification, and by their address, this notification is customized for him, and then he is able to start interacting. There are things that Kanye can design. For example, he can allow the fans to buy a share of the music. He can allow the fans to buy a share of his career.
What the hell did you just say?
And he can
go into that be a shareholder
of his career. Yeah,
that's redefining music, man. That's so deep right there.
Man, this is like kind of good. I ain't even gonna lie.
We want to remind you to please like our Facebook page if you haven't already. When you join, you'll be able to receive weekly updated news and events, live video messages, and most importantly, you'll be able to interact with tons of people just like you. So go on that button on top of your Facebook page and give it a click, or interact with us on Instagram. Without each and every one of you, Tech This Out would not exist. We couldn't do it without you. Make sure to repost and share different things you see on our page. The more you share, the better. Be sure to watch previous shows on our YouTube channel, and please subscribe so that you can be notified when we post new content. We really want to connect and hear from you, so please don't hesitate to message us. And to find us online, please go to Tech This Out America on Facebook, Tech This Out on YouTube, Twitter, and all social media platforms. Get whole scope at techthisoutnews.com. We connect the streets.
If he wants to define this, he can write this rule in a smart contract.
Yes.
And users will be able to interact with that rule from their mobile phone. So
you want to talk a little bit about the smart contract?
Yes. So smart contract basically is a set of rules. So this kind of thing worked before.
A set of rules that are built on the blockchain.
Yes. This is a set of rules built on the blockchain. This a set of rules, there exist rules before. Like PayPal has an authorization as payment rule. The difference here is that blockchain is an open system. So once you write that rule, anyone who wants to connect it can leverage on it. So for example, if I follow the rule, purchase a share of Kanye's career, like in the 5 years or 10 years of income, and later a percentage of the maybe the performance ticket fee, ticket revenue. Let's say I buy this, because this is done on the blockchain. This becomes a blockchain asset. Then you are able to sell that asset without going through an exchange. Blockchain can facilitate buying an asset without exchange, and you are able to use this asset to identify yourself. When you log into the website, for example, or when you're to the ticket house, you want to buy a ticket, or when you queue up and you want to see a Canyon, for example, you can show a cryptographic proof that you hold asset and you hold it for a while in order to do this engagement. It doesn't matter if it's not like, for example, Google, where all the systems has to interact with Google, and Google tell them that this is a big fan of Canyon. It doesn't work like this. Everybody can connect to the blockchain, which is function like new internet, and nobody hold the fan's identity or ownership of his love to Canyon through another third party company like Google. They don't do this. Directly hold the asset, and they are directly able to use it. All the service providers, all the ecosystem players, Sony, Google Play, Music, they can recognize this identity, this token, and they can do some business logic on that. So that's the thing about our smart contract.
Yes.
That's a lot of information to get in 30 seconds.
That's a lot. And so you were speaking on the second point that the Kim and Kanye brand, let alone Jay-Z and Beyonce would need. What's the third point?
The third point is they need an ecosystem, which unfortunately they probably cannot do it by themselves, but they can wait or they can promote it. They need an ecosystem of players who would plug themselves onto the blockchain and leverage on Kanye's reputation and leverage on assets that users hold related to them and design new games, new interactions. For example, I will give you a relatively complicated one. The user is able to do what we call zero knowledge proof or to service providers like Google, so that Google's machine can optimize what information to tell this user, or what sound to recommend, or what interaction to put forward to the user, without owning the user's data, without owning the user's asset. And this was not possible before. So if Google Play is willing to do that, especially if we have, let's say, 1 million users who hold some kind of token that represents some interest in Kim or Kanye, if Google want to tap on this, then he needs to integrate this into blockchain, into their system, and everybody else would. So we effectively form another layer of internet on top of the existing internet, but the new layer is asset-based, like people actually think what they hold has value, and it's identity-based. That, in the sense, like it's not an account limited in what Google can provide or what Facebook can provide. It's an account that works everywhere.
This
ecosystem.
This is the ecosystem. How far off are we?
Well, we need to start somewhere. So I fancy the first thing for this ecosystem to be there is that users should be able to hold all kinds of assets. Share of love to Kanye, for example, in their mobile wallet.
So and
that's the first step.
Here's what I want to know, just so in the reality check of it all, and you could walk me through it. Kim, Kanye, Jay-Z, Beyonce, they're at the top of the food chain. They're moving as many people, as Tech This Out has said, as the Pope. That's how big their influence is, the Pope and the Vatican. That being said, they're necessary to create the ecosystem. Yeah. What would you say to them? What is necessary? What are the steps that they need to do to create the ecosystem?
Well, having a huge number of fans to own.
They already have that, of course.
To own tokenization of something, of Kim, or Kanye, or Beyonce, something of him. It could be anything. It could be customized to the career preference or the market preference of every one of them, musicians or actors. But something like a share of the music, a share of the copyright, a share of love, a share of the career, a share of the concert ticket, a share of recommendation. If you write a piece of recommendation, it has value. If you can identify yourself as being the sponsor of this kind of thing, and you influence other people to play as well, that has value too. These can all be tokenized.
Secure your bag.
So they need to get their fans to own this representation of value.
And so it would be a company such as yours that would build that platform.
We build a platform. We leave the actual definition of the interaction, how people do this, what is the token, what's the value of the token, to their experts.
Jay-Z's going to want to know, when does he see that money?
Where's my money, bitch?
Well, it depends on how much he's in a hurry for money as well.
Right, so I know he's not in a hurry, but wanting to know, obviously, when would he see a return on the investment? What would you say for the likes of Jay-Z and Kanye or Beyonce and Kim to invest in this? Because they're the people that I see, especially within, as we're talking about the Blockchain Entertainment Summit coming up in November, Innovate LA, that would be at the forefront of making that the reality. They literally single-handedly can disrupt the music game, right? So I'm just curious in knowing what those steps, and you've kind of highlighted those steps.
Let's say their intention is profit, because they could be creating value not for profiting from the value, but for making more interactions achievable through the value. That could be the goal. Maybe this is more noble goal than directly profiting from them. But if the musician...
So even through the smart profit, our smart contract, profit is being defined.
You can write the rules.
You can write the rules. Do I want that in terms of money, or define my set of value, what my value is?
Yeah. Kim can write a rule that all the fans will, let's say, profit from his next piece of music, no matter if it sells or not. So if the expectation is high, Kim can profit directly from it. But if she wants something else, if she wants people to hold something as value and then use that value, then she probably will say that anyone who gets Kim another fan to have the token will have some kind of token. And that token represents something. She can define what that thing is. Maybe it's a game token. Maybe if you play a new game called Play with Kardashian, then you can enter the game with more tokens in your hand. Maybe you can sell them on the market. Depends on how you define the rules in smart contract.
Nice. So we got the artist DJ Khaled.
Bless up.
We got the artist, you name it. Boy, Young Thug, he's out there doing his thing. E40's out there. Ice Cube is making moves with his Big 3 basketball. We're talking about blockchain technology and the future of hip-hop as we know it. And the rules of engagement are quickly changing because blockchain makes the whole... This is the new matrix. This is the new matrix.
Take the red pill.
I want to thank you very much for your time. Where can they find you on social media or LinkedIn?
So it's twitter.com/alpha_wallet. And we have a Reddit channel as well. It's Alpha Wallet without an underscore. I don't know why it happened to be like this. So yeah, my name is Weiwu Zhang, CTO of Alpha Wallet, and you are watching Tech This Out. What? News.
So say the dark secret. Signing out. Peace.